Little one. Still a fish. I might catch one over there by those rocks. Trying to see down into the water. That's scary. Look at this. This thing I need to do is flip over with a boulder on top of me. There we go. Oh! The hell? You saw me catch it, right? That was weird. The thing was like golden. That was a big one too. That caught me so off guard. And I tripped over this rock right here. Welcome to the fall. I just got in. I went down to a rock dam by my house, caught two. Kind of like the one got off because I tripped over a rock and some other stuff. It is cold. It's 47 degrees, but it's probably like a 20 to 30 mile an hour wind, so it feels a lot colder than what it is. I don't know what the wind chill is at the moment, but it feels cold. I am about to head to the office. We're gonna get that closet painted today, put the shelves in, and I'm thinking, I'm sure there's other stuff I'm gonna do. I can't remember. I gotta take Gemma to the dance again. The girl does dance 4 days a week. She's 7. That's really all I gotta say about that. That's something she wants to do, so hey, I'm gonna let her do it. So for 5 or 6 years, I had the same 3 brushes and the same roller. And I'm saying this because if you really wash your brushes and you really wash your roller, now I was using, I don't remember what kind of, it's like a cotton roller or whatever. And I use that for a very, very, very long time. Like, I'm not exaggerating, 5 or 6 years. And painting lots of rooms, our rooms at our house, our rooms here, our rooms upstairs, a room at my grandparents'. I've painted all over the place with these 3 brushes and 1 roller. My friend wanted to borrow them, and I said, okay, that's fine, but you have to clean it really, really good. You have to clean it really, really good. So brings it back. It is clean-ish. I wasn't able to use it anymore. On top of that, the actual roller. So I'm talking about the roller cover. I don't know what you call the actual round thing that goes on the paint roller, but the paint roller then was all clogged up, so it wouldn't spin. I tried to clean it out, and it was an expensive one. It wasn't like a really cheap one. I know it sounds stupid. It was like $10 or whatever, but usually they're like $2. So I bought a $10 roller and I used it for years, and it got all clogged with paint. I don't have those tools anymore, and I forgot that. So I can't paint the corners because I don't have any brushes. I need to go buy some brushes. Buy a good brush, like buy the expensive brush. If it's 20 bucks, it's 20 bucks. As long as you clean it right, it will last you forever. So it'll be the last brush you ever buy. I don't have a brush. I'm not going to get a brush. I had to take Gemma to dance. I had some paperwork and stuff I had to take care of today. So I didn't really get to do as many of the steps that I had to do. Angela got in a car accident a couple weeks ago, and she's been kind of scared to drive, so I've been doing all the driving lately. I have short days all of a sudden. I don't think I'm gonna come back here tonight. So anyway, I'm about to leave the office once again with another unfinished task, but I will get them wrapped up tomorrow. So I just left the river. I didn't have enough time to start anything else to do because everything I have to do takes at least an hour or two. So I had a half hour to kill real quick. I went down the river, threw my line in before I go get Gemma. There's a couple guys down there. I mean, they were nice, whatever. But at the same time, they were jerks because they had 4 lines in the water. They're fishing with bobbers and minnows. You know, they're fishing for food. So I shouldn't hate on them. But they're at the far end, they're upriver. They're at the farthest point. Where we're fishing is only like 50 yards long. It's the only access to the river at that point. Everything else is private property. They're at the farthest point upriver that they can get to, and they're just letting the lines go all the way down the river. And it's, I mean, I don't know, like, maybe that's just normal. Maybe that's normal. I don't know. I think it's rude. You know, other guys are trying to fish, and you're 50 yards away, yet your line is right in front of me. The whole time I was like casting over their line, had to yank my lure out so I didn't snag their lines. So it's just, you know, I don't know, like it's not very proper etiquette. Etiquette, I don't think etiquette's right. I don't know. It's just rude. You're jerks, man. Now, for the real reason, they're in my frickin' spot, man. They're standing in my spot. That's why I'm really mad. It's my favorite spot. It's where I catch all the fish. And I couldn't fish there because they were fishing there. It's rude. It doesn't need to be pretty. Back at the office, just got the solar panel wrapped up. I'm gonna head out hunting today. I'm gonna have a monster buck, I'm telling you, just watch. Probably not. I'm gonna finish these recorders real quick. I'm gonna see what else I can do in the next couple hours to wrap a couple things up. Most of my vlog today is gonna be hunting. Even if I don't see a deer, I'm gonna vlog about it. This is real hunting. It's not TV show hunting where they go to farms that are made to hunt on. I got to the office today and I was in the other side, so over here. I was in there looking for something and I noticed that my freezer wasn't running. So this wasn't running. If you're wondering why I'm making the ugly face, uglier than usual, when I opened the freezer, a stench came out so bad, I almost puked. It smelled horrible. I looked, there was blood all over the place. It got unplugged and my entire deer from last year is in there. The head is in there rotting. Everything's in there rotting. That's pretty disgusting. TMI, I'm sorry. I turned it back on, freeze. I'm gonna let everything freeze and then I'll carry it out to the dumpster and throw it away because I had the head wrapped really well and I was gonna possibly get it mounted, but I'm really not the mounting type. I don't really have a place to put it. It doesn't fit in my house. You know, I have low ceilings and so on. And I'm not really a person that really wants a bunch of deer heads in my house. I'm just not that type of guy. But I'm gonna do a European mount, and my brother was just telling me to just take it out to my grandparents' house, dig a hole, bury the head up to the antlers, and then cover it with a trash can so like squirrels and stuff can't get to the antlers and eat them up. And the worms and stuff will take care of all the nasty skin and hair and all that stuff, and then I'll boil it after that. Anyways, I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna get these corners painted. Headed out to my grandparents to do some hunting. I didn't record any of the tasks I was doing at the building because I was trying to save battery for hunting. I'm already 40 minutes behind. I wanted to be out there at 3 o'clock, but I wanted to be out there at 3 o'clock because I wanted to fly the drone for a minute. I wanted to mess around with the camera and try to get the camera working. I'm late. The reason I'm late is because this morning when I left, I threw my clothes in the washer, my hunting clothes, and I told my wife to switch them. I got home, you already know, so I'm here. I got my bow. Don't, it sucked. Oh man, did I just feel rain? I don't mind rain either, but I don't have my rain clothes. I'm going for it. Hopefully I don't get soaked. Got my lucky Star Wars shirt on. Actually, I just bought this. I don't know if it's got luck or not, but if I see a deer, it's lucky. I think my legs are gonna get a little cold because I don't have any long johns on, but I should be okay. A little bit in my boots so it continues to smell. Deer? My grandpa just asked me what I'm hunting. I've never hunted anything but deer here, so I don't know why he asked me that. Buck call, doe call, whoop, camera mount. I'm actually not going to use it like this, but it'll be easier for me to carry it out there. I don't have to worry about it getting damaged. All right.
Since it's raining, I left it in the car. Boy, that's nice to have a bow hanger. I've never used a bow hanger before, to be honest. I don't know, hopefully it's gonna be, I see something because it's raining. I'm already kind of wet just from the walk out here. Right here I'm sitting, it's the furthest corner of our family's property. Neighboring property to the south, and I'm on neighbor property to the left. Obviously I'm only hunting our field, but a lot of times they use this to come through because you got a woods here and then they go down the fence row to the other woods. So I see 2 deer like 450 yards away, mother and 2 fawns. They're out here all the time. It's a good sign though that deer are actually out in the rain. So this tree right here is giving me just enough cover so that I'm not getting soaking wet right now. It's hard to determine the difference between the beans and the deer. They're just exactly the same shade of brown right now. I keep seeing deer that aren't there. I know everybody does that. You go to the UP, you see antlers that aren't antlers or tree branches. And the same with cornfields and stuff. There's so many humongous bucks in cornfields. And then you realize they haven't moved in 6 hours and it's just a frickin' corn stalk. So I had 3 more does come out behind me. Then I can see the other does across the field. They're walking across over here. So I got 2 hours and 10 minutes of hunting left. So you never know what can happen. So I just had those 2 bucks. The one came from behind me on the west of me, and then the other one must have came from the south of me. Then the doe comes in, and doe finds me and sees me. And she went behind me, and then these other bucks came in, and they came down, came within shooting range, but they're not what I'm trying to shoot. So they come in, they get downwind of me, and they smell me for sure. And they just pause. So I got the 2 bucks out in front of me, and they're just sniffing air, sniffing air, sniffing air. They don't see me, they don't react. But the doe sees me, and she's behind me, but she can't smell me. So she's back there looking, and every time I turn around, she's in a different spot. So she's like playing hide and go seek. It was not fun. There we go. There's a good one. Well, I still don't think it's a shooter, but it's a good buck. I got lucky. But the other buck is still right behind me. You gotta be kidding me. There's another buck. So there's another buck, not the one that I thought was behind me. I'm saying behind me, but I mean behind the stand. And I got 4 more does over here coming in. Does are fine. And it's great that they didn't smell me, but I get nervous because the more deer that are around me, the more opportunity I have to get spooked.
So I'm not real sure how much I got of that ending because I know I put my phone away because I was trying to concentrate on possibly shooting. Basically what happened was this deer came in. I had been seeing deer all night. It was non-stop deer. And they were all getting close and it was all getting my anxiety up because I was just waiting for one of them to spook and cause a ruckus and make all these other deer that was hoping to come go away. At the end, about an hour before sunset, I saw the buck that I was trying to shoot come in about 200, 300 yards away on a neighboring property. I wasn't sure. I mean, I didn't really get my hopes up. I wasn't, it was just one of those things like it's pretty rare that they come over the fence. If it would, I was going to be ready. And it got close. It got just as close as the 8-point did earlier, the small 8-point. And it was rubbing on the same trees. It was basically saying, you can make scrapes here, but now I own them. Basically what it was doing. So the thing about this buck is I'm pretty sure it's a 7-point buck. And you're like, well, that's not a very big buck. It's a big 7-point buck. And the other thing too is I'm pretty sure it's the son of a buck that I wanted to shoot a couple years ago. About 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I saw this buck on camera and it was coming out every single night in front of my blind. I was like, I'm gonna go out there. I went out there and I saw it and I passed it up like 3 or 4 different times because it was a 7-point and I thought from the looks of it, it looked like it had been hit by a car or something like that. And I was like, well, next year the antlers will go back and be fuller and so on. Well, the next year comes along and it ends up just being a gigantic 7-point. So I hunted all year hoping to get this deer, I saw it one time and I was halfway down my tree getting out and I was so mad. Opening day, I go out, I'm ready to hunt, I'm ready to get this deer and I hear a gunshot and I just knew because where I hunt, nobody hunts during bow season. And I knew it was just gonna be some fat jerk that sits in a warm box, doesn't do any real hunting, and shot the deer probably 150 yards away. He's not a real hunter. I don't care. I'm sorry. I was mad. And then come to find out, he ended up calling my grandpa like, oh, we got this deer and it's so big, both of us can stand in between its antlers. Like, whatever, jerk. You didn't earn that deer. I don't care. Till this day, that guy did not earn that deer. He stole it. I saw this deer earlier in the year on camera, along with 2 other really big bucks. But this is the deer I wanted. I want this deer because I want revenge on the neighbor. I want to get this deer during the bow season before it comes out in front of the lazy guy that doesn't do anything but eat nachos and ho-hos in his hunting blind that's all nice and boxed in and insulated and he probably has a heater buddy, whatever. I want to get this deer before he does. I saw it come in. I was really excited, especially since it was my first hunt of the year. Now, I had already seen 4 bucks, and he was rolling with a whole entourage of bucks. He had 4 bucks with him, all younger bucks, all a lot smaller bucks. I mean, you could definitely tell that he is the alpha buck in this area. And so he was doing scrapes, he was rubbing on trees, he was breaking trees, and I'm getting pretty excited. What happens is this little buck starts walking towards me, and he is literally 3 feet from my stand. He's standing right here beside me, and I'm trying to stay as still as possible because I know if I spook this buck, he's gonna spook the other ones. And so I'm not moving. I am literally attached to the tree, not moving at all. And he walks past me, and I don't know if he caught wind or what. He just jetted. And then they ended up just taking off. It was a missed opportunity. It's hunting. It's just the way it goes. I don't know if I could have done anything different to have got that shot off. He still had to come across the fence and then walk so many other obstacles that this deer had to overcome in order for him to give me the shot that I needed to get him. So that was it. You know, he ended up leaving. I didn't really get cold. If I did get cold, I didn't feel it until all those deer left. As soon as the deer left, I started shivering. So that's just the way hunting goes. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment down below, hit that like button, and I gotta go.